But I think it's good that y'all can do that because I hate when some people be like, we in the house and I need to be in your skin. If you don't back the up, like, don't.
Watch it.
Like, I know you can find something in this house to do, okay?
Right. Go build something.
It.
It gets annoying sometimes when I'm trying to be my own person. And if you're with somebody who don't allow it, like, how would you navigate that? I feel like at some point it gets a little toxic.
It's just that you got to find a balance and find what's important. And seasons in your life and things change. And if you get with someone and you realize that that's no longer working for your relationship, then you either need to get out the relationship so you can keep doing what you was doing, or you need to find a balance and then say, hey, I get what you said.
Boils down to having to find yourself before even getting in a relationship and being okay with who you are before you get in a relationship. So if that person coming, y'all do have some differences, it ain't gonna make you feel like no different about yourself. All right. Y'all, we got a guest again.
Sure do.
We got a guest that you was on season 1?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got a guest that has not been here since season 1. And it's season 4.
Oh.
Welcome back.
Look, you guys.
Oh, wait. And we back. 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 We are back with another episode of the You're Done podcast. Oh, and by the way, got my setup together. We got the lens together. We figuring it out. But it's your girl, Big Desto, not the little one.
And be more, never less.
And your boy.
And our special guest is
Young Cafe. Oh, Corey. Everything.
We got Young Heifer from the Dipped and Whip podcast. We don't need to tell them about the shelf. Okay, you can tell them.
Don't tell them I did anything. I just put it
The
back
shelf,
up
okay. Well, first of all, it didn't matter because we didn't have the right
there.
lens.
Girl, this shelf failed.
Babe, don't stop looking at that. The thing is, it fell off the wall and had a hole. It put a hole in the wall.
Not the independent black woman.
I did the other 2 and the devil. When I tried to get to that 3rd one, like I be telling y'all, he be messing with me.
Everything ain't the devil's fault. Yours.
Listen,
All she had
just
to
a
do was
girl.
wait till I got home. That's all she had to do. That she in here.
I was trying to put it together so he had something to come home to. God forbid I tried to do something nice.
She did.
That's
good.
how it be though. But it looks good. It looks good. I like the lamp. I like the decor on the shelves, and they holding up. Corey, you better stop talking for it fall, and then it's gonna fall on your head.
Nah, for real. Nah, mine on it's on there.
Yeah, he put it up there right.
She can't.
Because this is our soul. Here go another shameless plug because obviously we live together. We married, we live together. So we got to share this podcast space. So I had to make it gender neutral.
It's giving neutral.
Yeah, I asked him. He didn't have no input on it, but that's all right.
It looks good.
Cool with. Thank you.
But we here.
I like your new setup too.
I know. She got the little table.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
With the owl in the back, little hoot hoot.
Listen,
I didn't even see the owl.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's because he keep looking at the TV.
Oh, no, I got the owl because 1, it holds a candle, which I think is really cool. But 2, our grandmother really loved owls. So anytime I see an owl and I feel like it can fit in my space, I tend to buy them. So
He did.
I don't particularly care for them, but, it just helps me keep her spirit alive.
Right. But yes, so we back with another episode. Season 4. Whenever Brittany told me I got to stop saying what episode it is. So we here.
Lose count.
Huh?
Y'all lost count?
No, it's not even that we lost count, but because we don't know when it'll actually come out. So I could say a number and it'd be a totally different number.
That makes sense.
So anyway, we here.
Time to time.
We here. And just so you know, with the new setup, baby, it's like, if you hear her talking, try not to talk too much. I could cut her off because when I'm editing, it makes it harder and then I can't hear what she was trying to say. So it makes us be mindful. It makes us listen. And when she done, then you can speak. Got it?
Okay.
But I'm not saying that you can't say nothing if she's, but you know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, we got an episode with Corey, and since he's here, I figured we could talk about what I said, Brittany.
Having a life outside of your relationships.
I'm gonna check that one off the list.
Look at, because you know they organize on the notes.
Right. So having a life outside your relationship. Okay. So which I feel is very, very, very important. If you don't have a life outside your relationship, I feel like at some point it can kind of like hinder your relationship in a sense. Like, well, maybe if y'all both ain't got no life outside each other, it wouldn't be that bad.
Right.
But like,
You
what
ain't
let's
losing
say,
nothing.
huh?
Say, well, you're not losing nothing.
Right, but let's say like I'm a more outgoing person, so I want to go do X, Y, and Z. And I'm not saying this is our situation, but I'm just saying if that's what the case was, and you like, but I don't have any friends. I want to hang out with you, and I'm just like, oh no, that I feel like that could cause some issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what we gonna talk about. How important it
But
is.
that is my situation though.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm the extrovert, and then my husband is the introvert. So he loves to hang out with me, and I like hanging out with him too. We have a great time together. But I also enjoy like house parties. I don't need to like we ain't clubbing. Like been there, done that. But I definitely like kind of like being in group settings. And for him, he's like, all right, I did that 2 weeks ago. He more like once a month kind, and I'm like, I could probably do this 2 weekends in a row, and I'm totally fine with that. I like a little game night. It don't bother me none whatsoever. So finding that balance between understanding like he ain't with it, so let's find some family oriented or something we can do one-on-one, and then also the time that like he does come out of his shell to, be in a group.
right.
I think it's good because sometimes I think I was at first fixated on the fact that we hadn't gotten into a group to do anything. And then I started neglecting the fact that he needed that one-on-one or his me time. So I had to learn how to be sure that if he was going to do something that I enjoyed, that I also was doing things that he enjoyed as well.
That's tough.
mm-hmm.
I feel like for us, I don't feel like one is more extroverted than the other, but if you had to pick one, it would be me. because I feel like, but that's the thing, like he's more quiet, but once he starts talking, I'll be like, Jesus Christ, he just won't stop. He be yapping, and I just let him
I
yap
got 4
because
business days worth of stuff to say.
you never know when you're gonna get it again. So I just let him yap. But at the same time,
Listen.
at what?
No, I was just like, yeah, that's true.
Oh.
You just let him, let him get it out at the party. So when y'all go home, y'all can go to sleep.
I ain't got it. I just yap somebody else. Because I feel like once I'm at home, I'm good on the talking. Like we would literally be at home all day sometimes, and he's in his room, or he in the living room, or in the guest room, whatever, wherever PS5 at, that's where he at. And then I'm in our room, and we'll come in, hey, how you doing? And then I go back to the room. But I feel like when it comes but also we live in a state where we don't have no friends. So we kind of are each other's only friends right now. But at the same time, it's just like we also don't mind doing things by ourselves.
That's
I don't need a
still
friend for life.
important. But I think it's good that y'all can do that, because I hate when some people be like, we in the house and I need to be in your skin. If you don't back the up, like don't
watch it.
like I know you can find something in this house to do. Okay,
Right, go build something. Go do something.
Right.
But get out of my face. But I feel like
that part.
I feel like that's cool. And especially even when we were like long distance, I feel like, because I was at home and I had all my friends, I had all my family. Corey lived away, so he didn't really have that, but it never was a problem when I'd be like, but I also ain't go out like every weekend. But at the same time, it was like when I do say I'm about to go do something, it was never an issue. Like, oh, okay. And then I'm also the type to be like, I'm finna go out, and I'm like, but I can still text you. He'll be like, oh, you can text me. Just text me when you get home. I'll be like, okay, I still wanted to talk to you. But there are some partners that feel like, oh, why is you not texting me back? Or I don't know, like some people feel like if you're not texting me back the whole time while you're out, like it ain't no way you're having that much fun. And it's just like, actually, I'm having a blast.
Me personally, the reason why I do that is like, because if you out with your friends, like I would rather you give your full attention to your friends than versus, like, still texting me because it's almost like I never left or you never left. So, like, I think it's cool to, like, detach from people your person, at least from, like, a couple of hours, like, you don't see your friends often, you talk to me every day, so, why not just pour your full attention into your friends versus me? Because 'Cause I'll be alright. Like, all I'm gonna do is just get back doing whatever I was doing and not have to worry about, like, "Oh, I didn't text her back," or whatever because I know that she just having fun. Now you'll check in, be like, "Hey, you straight?" Whatever, yeah. And cool, like, just let me know when you get back, and you can recap and tell me about it, but I feel like that's a healthy space, like, I don't need to, like, you know you don't need to talk to me while your friend's there, like, I just want you to be in the moment, cause I ain't going nowhere. Chances are Corey Holmes is sitting in the same spot when you left him. So,
Literally.
I'm just on a new video, new
He
YouTube,
got up
or
to
I'm asleep.
pee and get a snack.
Right, I got a snack, I got something to drink, probably pee twice. Cause like, if you check in, we normally say, "What you been doing?" The same thing you did when you left.
Right.
'Cause
Oh,
I do the same stuff all the time, so.
but have you ever been in a situation where it wasn't like that? So you like right now it sounds like, oh, they just have the most healthy relationship ever. And I mean, I guess we kind of do, and for the most part. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I feel like there has been situations where it's like I've dated somebody. It was like everywhere, and we had like mutual friends, right? So my friends, they friends, type of thing. But at the same time, it's like I just want to go hang out with my friends. Like at this point, I know we was all one big friend group, but you're not just my friend anymore, and I want you to stay over there. Like I want to go hang out with my friends by myself. I don't want you here. And but for them, it's like, but those are my friends too. No, these are my friends.
Mm,
Like see me like, and then it's like we're the girls. Like y'all hang out with somebody else, and
right.
I just feel like that's annoying. It gets annoying sometimes when I'm trying to be my own person. And if you're with somebody who don't allow it, like how would you navigate that? Yeah, I feel like at some point it gets a little toxic.
It is gonna get toxic because you're two people becoming one, but that doesn't mean that mm, I don't have my own goals for myself. It just means that now I have someone who can help me achieve those things, someone there to encourage me, someone there to lean on, and vice versa. But if you're constantly making me feel like anything that I strive to be or ever wanted to do is no longer a factor, I'm just your wife or your girlfriend. Yeah, that's not gonna work for me. I'm a
Right.
like Destiny put that up. First off, we just very independent people to begin with. Not saying clearly we're married, so it's not saying we don't need anybody, but it's just I don't have to sit around and wait for you to do anything. So I'm here to help. Like if I see Breon's bringing something up, he'll take a whole box up there, and I still be like, "You don't want me to help you?" Like I'm pregnant and all, and he'd be like, "If you touch
Mhm.
this box,
Right.
I'm."
We gonna
And
box.
I just like helping. I just like being there. But I do like that when he realizes like I'm doing the podcast or if I'm doing something for Be More Fit, he's just like, okay, well, what time are you doing that? His only deal is that he'll be like, okay, now you're doing too much because went from this to this to this and you still got to cook dinner. Like you can't do everything in one day. So I like that he understands that these things are a part of me. And when I'm able to do that, then I'm also able to kind of come back. And it does make me miss him because I'm like, damn, I've been working all day. Now I want a hug. Give me a
Right.
hug.
But I feel like it's like when you said, I feel like some people when you get into a relationship that they're like, oh yeah, like we're in a relationship with that just means we instantly or automatically have to do everything together. And it's like, no, like you said, we are two individuals that have come together. So even if it is two outgoing individuals, and okay, if y'all enjoy going out together everywhere y'all go, okay, if that's what works for you in your relationship, okay, cool, do your thing. But if it's like
Yeah.
a introvert and then like an extrovert, I don't feel like the introvert should make that extrovert feel smaller because it's like, well, not feel smaller, but like make them be what you want them to be. Like I was an extrovert when you met me. Like why all of a sudden since now we're in this relationship, and I feel like when people put a title on certain things, because at first you could like let's say you're dating, right? And that when you're just dating and you don't have no title, whatever the case may be, it's cool for you to go out with your friends. It's cool for you to do whatever because they playing it cool, right? But as soon as I get the G word labeled on me, now is, well, where you going? Where you at? Boy,
Oh,
Go
yeah.
away before you get on my nerves.
Mhm.
Like, you really finna get on my nerves. And I feel like some people take that title and make it seem as though now that I'm this or I'm that, oh yeah, you're my boyfriend. Now, like, I need to go everywhere you go. No,
Yeah.
that's
It's
Corey, the
dictating your
boyfriend.
moves.
Right, not boyfriend, the Corey. Like, like, like he's Corey at the end of the day. I can't make Corey be something that he's not, regardless of the
Yeah.
title. That just makes no sense. But I feel like some people get that. They take that title and they run with it. Even like with
Go
being
ahead.
a wife. Yes, there's certain things that come with being a wife, obviously, but I am still Destiny at the end of it.
Yeah, because it's like
Yeah.
once you realize like your partner has a life outside of you and they don't just, you like you say, y'all are one. But at the end of the day, she still had a life before me and things that she enjoyed doing before me. And like whether that be like the gym or going certain places or being with certain friends, like I'm not the type to like be like, well, you can't do that no more. Let's no, if it's unhealthy, cool, then yeah, that's different. But like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, that person is still somebody outside of you. So I don't think you should suppress that because that's the same person that you met and fell in love with essentially, or you started dating and they were that's what made them become who they are. So I feel like the moment, yeah, like you suppress that because you gained a title, then you're taken away from that person. Because even though
Yeah.
like, yeah, the title comes with expectations, but at the end of the day, if that's things they enjoy doing, then cool. Like when Destiny first met me, I like doing puzzles. A lot of people can't sit there and not talk to me for hours because just like you, Brittany. Head down, you trying to figure out where his foot at, and his foot way in the corner somewhere.
That part.
That one piece that you can't find, and it take a lot of your time. So like, it's okay to let people like do their hobbies and do things they enjoy because if it's not unhealthy, then I don't see no reason why you shouldn't support it. Because I know
Yeah.
my hobbies take my time, and I'm not going to be able to be on my phone or do certain things because it requires my attention. Now, if you going out and whatever, like, and it's something maybe unhealthy, then yeah, I understand why a person could have that problem, but
I was gonna
I don't think
say
you should subtract from them though.
with you bringing that part up, like when you do get in a relationship, I think it's also important to understand that if have you ever heard when it's like if your man say that girl ain't really your friend, you better believe him. Because people
But
see things that you don't see within those situations. So like you said, as long as it's not unhealthy or hindering our relationship, I don't see why you're not allowed to, I hate using the word allow, but you can't go out and do your own thing. But at some point, sometimes their opinion does matter. So it's like, yes, you were an extrovert and you were doing X, Y, Z, but at some point, baby, you got to stop going to the club. You have to, like, and it's not me saying that you can't be who you are, but I feel, well, at least for our relationship, where we don't go to the club. We don't do those things. And at one
Yeah.
point, I did. I used to go out, but I was living my little single life. But now it's just like
Yeah.
that is not something that I want to do anyway. But if it is something that somebody wants to do, how would they navigate and be like, but I just want to go out and do ratchet things with my friends. Like, why won't you just leave me alone? And it's like
But
for
I
them,
think I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm
oh,
sorry.
you good.
I was just gonna say, I think it's finding a balance. So, like Corey was saying, if you realize like the homegirl ain't good for you, so like let's say you like going to the club, and let's say Corey say it's cool that my girl go to the club. I got her location to make sure she's safe. She letting me know who she going out with, and she checking in. Right? We ain't doing the utmost, but the girl you going out with constantly telling you to be her wing woman. Now I gotta act like I ain't married. Like I ain't single, so you can go out here and do. No, you gonna have to go get another single friend because I'm fit to tell them right. But I know you saw the ring when I walked in. Did you see the stamp? Hey, don't talk to me. I'm already giving the look that I am not to be messed with. I'm just here
Right.
for the music and for my girl. Okay, that's
Right.
it. And I think it takes the individual to then realize what's more important. You going out being like, oh, I like going to the club and I have fun, and you technically like getting hit on, or you knowing that you can go home and that you got a safe space and that you got a man there, waiting on you, or, taking
Mhm.
care of you, like all the things, right? I'd rather have that than to say, hey, I really enjoy going to the club. So it's not saying you can't. It's just that you got to find a balance and find what's important. And seasons in your life and things change. And if you get with someone and you realize that that's no longer working for your relationship, then you either need to get out the relationship so you can keep doing what you was doing, or you need to find a balance and then say, hey, I get what you're saying. You know, now maybe I'll go to a lounge. You know, maybe you can come out with me, you know, stuff like that. But I think it's all about finding the balance in it all. If not, it's always, you always going to be fighting because it's always what you want to do. You're not listening to the other person. So what's the
Right.
point of you being in a relationship?
Yeah, at that point, y'all just need to go y'all separate ways. Because y'all,
I
this is
believe
not
that.
working. Ever so at that point, I feel like somebody's always going to feel like they're either giving up something to satisfy the other person, and that's unhealthy too. So I just feel like I feel like it's something. It has to be something that you're willing to want for the betterment of your relationship. Like it may start like, yeah, girl, you can't go out that night, you know, because you want that one friend is a little raggedy, or like you said, X, Y, and Z. But also, even with that, sometimes I feel like when you get in a relationship, I feel like there are some things that are like that they change. Like some things are just inevitable. Like I don't know exactly what, because I feel like I've just been me. Like when you get with the right person, at least it's not much that should change. But I feel like some people, if you get with like, okay, an insecure person, it's always
Yeah.
gonna be something. And I just can't. I won't, actually. I ain't doing it because you're annoying and you're getting on my nerves. And at that point, they're going to feel like I'm dismissing their feelings. But at the end of the day, you're just doing way too much. Like, I can't do anything without hurting your feelings or making you feel less than. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Where's your mama at? You ain't got with her. I don't know. Some people are very annoying, and some people, I feel like it all just stems down to, or boils down to having to find yourself before even getting in a relationship, and being okay
Yeah.
with who you are before you get in a relationship. So if that person come and y'all do have some differences, it ain't gonna make you feel like no different about yourself. So like me being who I am, I didn't have to change. Like, oh, Corey wants to stay inside because, okay, we both like to stay at home. I would say that we're both quote unquote introverts, but I do get a burst of energy where I just be like, I want to go somewhere. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes Corey
Yeah.
be like, I'm fine on the couch. And I just be looking at him like, I'm tired of sitting on this couch. We gonna put a dent in the couch. Like, can you move to the other side of the couch?
Swap spots.
Right.
That's my
Right. And he be in that same spot. And I just be like, sometimes I want to like go and do things. But I also have to understand that Corey's just not gonna want to. But also sometimes Corey has to understand, okay, I have been on the couch for a while. Yeah, it's time to get up. This dude, we ain't even got say I need to go out and spend all the money, but can I at least just get out the house? Go on a walk. It ain't gotta be nothing. But I ain't trying to do nothing too crazy anyways. I just want to get out of these 4 walls. Okay? So yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's being in a relationship with balance and understanding of your partner. You're wanting to give to your partner. Like me
Right.
and Bree, we don't always see eye to eye. We don't like, I hate cleaning bathrooms. I hate mopping. I hate sweeping. You know, I
What
just
did
don't
you
like.
do?
I'll clean the kitchen. I hate laundry, but I do the laundry. So I do the laundry, I clean the kitchen. I keep the house clean. You know, I'll vacuum. I love vacuuming. But with that being said, I felt like in the beginning, I think this goes back to another episode we did in season 3, where it was kind of like you tend to get this notion of like the type of girlfriend you're supposed to be or the type of wife you're supposed to be. Then them outside friends who ain't got nobody trying
Oh.
to tell you what to do in your relationship. And then you just start trying to put together this little facade of like who you're supposed to be. Whereas I just got to the point where I was like, Brie, I don't like doing that. I don't want to clean this whole house by myself. It take too long. Come to find out, this man loves to mop. I mean,
Gatekeeper.
from your ministry? Listen, I got you a Swiffer. I keep my boy on deck, okay? Pine Sol,
Right.
Clorox, whatever he needs.
Shoe covers.
I got it. Do you feel me? So I think you have to be vocal in what it is that you do want, but you also have to be vocal in the things that you not gonna do. But you also have to find the happy medium of everything. And I feel like that's finding somebody who's equally yoked to you. If you love to go to the club and then your partner love to go to the library, y'all probably not meeting in the middle. Nowhere.
Right. Because you don't want to read
Nowhere.
and he don't want a shot.
I can't meet at the liquor
So
store.
you
Y'all gonna
really
meet
need to leave that where it's at.
Yeah.
He done brought his Kindle
But
to the club.
You went to Barnes and Nobles and the liquor store next door. Y'all done met in the middle.
He on the back like this. That's wild. Yeah, y'all are not made for each other, sister.
it's never going to work. But I feel like, just kind of going out, doing little house parties, being family oriented. I think that's why also with you marrying Corey and now him being in the family, it makes it very easy to do the podcast, to sit here and talk and kind of go through things, because on some verge of the things that really, really matter, we're kind of like all in the same space. You know what I mean? Like, we want to continue to grow. We want everybody to do their own individual thing. If, even if it's like the little coins, what is it? The stocks and stuff. Like, we share that kind of information. It's just talking about random things. He even, y'all went to Five Below. That is Brielle's.
Oh, yeah.
Dang, see, you
I did too.
This is my first time.
Sorry. I thought you knew that I knew that y'all was at Five Below. Whoop. Sorry, guys. Sorry to the listeners. But he is
done
just
told all the business.
She must have been watching my location.
No, I sent it to them.
the balance though of everything, of and of everyone. I don't think I could date anybody that would just be like, no, I'm never coming outside and I don't like your family at all. Like, I'm just not gonna talk to them. What?
I can't date nobody and I don't like their family, or they family don't like me.
Or your mama just ghetto for no reason. Like, she got to go. I can't.
Because your mama,
like, her shorter than mine. I'm not coming over there.
No, for real. I could never be in a relationship. I couldn't be in a relationship with nobody and I didn't get along with their family. I just cannot. They ain't got nothing to do with having a life outside the relationship. That's too much. Anyways, but yeah, have a life. Get a life if you ain't got one. You need one.
Bottom line is like, no, I mean, I hate when people first get in relationships and the biggest thing you go on is like, what is it that you like? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ask all those random questions. What do you enjoy doing? And then all of a sudden y'all get together and it's like you act like you can no longer do those things. You can do those things. I mean, I'm a mom, so I'm probably, not leaving the house as I see fit because, well, who gonna watch Breland? Brielle. But for the most part, Brielle understands who I am as a person and he allows me to be that person, and I think that's a great thing in any relationship, whether y'all are friends that also, y'all need to understand boundaries as well. Cause God dang it.
Right.
That's why I got.
But I feel like even when you're dating, I feel like some people will say like, oh, like when the whole getting to know each other thing. So let's say, I wouldn't even consider it a red flag if y'all values or the things that whatever I consider fun, that person may now consider fun. That's not a red flag. Y'all just are not meant for each other. But I feel like some people will go into it and be like, let's say he did like reading, and here I go lying because I really like him. So I'm like, oh yeah, I like to read. I ain't read since ARP books. I ain't like, you haven't read in so long. Like, you don't read. So I feel like at some point, and then you get this girl.
I went all the way back to Westlawn with the Blue Bonnet books.
This girl is booty.
If you know. Okay, that's all I got to say.
Go test out in the book in a computer lab.
Right.
So you can go to the book fair and get some.
Right.
You read 4 books to get 5 pens.
Bears. What? Goosebumps?
No, for real. Junie B. Jones, okay?
Series of Unfortunate Events.
All of the books.
Mm-hmm.
All the books.
But I feel like, let us stop laughing before I forget my train of thought. Because I'm already forgetting.
Oh,
Okay, but I feel like, what was I finna say? What was I saying? Oh,
If you enjoy reading books, or the person said they enjoy reading books, and then so pretty much you lying like, oh yeah, I enjoy doing that
so
too,
yeah,
but
so
you
then you
gave
get in
it
this
to 'em.
right? So then you get into this relationship with that person, and they're like, "Oh, let's go read," or "You want to go to my book club?" And you like, "No," and he like, "But I thought you said you like to read." So it's just like, so now they thought that it was some things that y'all was gonna be able to do together, and now
Yeah.
I feel like now you're doing something that you don't even want to do to maintain a relationship, and or now that relationship is already drifting away. Y'all are drifting away from each other because you agreed to some terms and conditions that you don't even like to do. So it's like
Right.
you try. So he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do these things because my partner likes to do these things." But now you want to be true to who you are, gonna have a life outside your relationship. When you done lied to this man and he wanted to bond X, Y, and Z, but now it's like, you're not allowing me to be who I am. Well, girl, you lied about who you was. That ain't my fault. So what am I supposed to do with this?
None, because he there for the summary of the book, and you there for the charcuterie board.
Exactly. When the wine gone, you're done.
bro.
So it's just not gonna work. So I feel
It's a
like
lot.
having a life outside your relationship starts with dating. You have to truly be who you are. So when y'all get in a relationship, he knows what you like. She knows what you like to do. And there's not no
Yeah.
confusion later on down the road. Because I told you I ain't like doing that. I don't
Amen.
like Corey loves to do puzzles. Love that for him, but I don't want to do that. I just don't.
Listen, you let me know when you
Like,
find a cool
and it's not
1,000
something
piece puzzle. I'm with it.
it's not something I wouldn't do. But it ain't like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
1,000-piece puzzle.
A good puzzle.
I
I
It's a good
usually do
puzzle.
like 1,000 or up. I can't do nothing less than 1,000. It takes.
But I love that for him. He got me
Yeah.
looking on Amazon for ways to hold the puzzle without leaving it on the dining room table. I want him to do his thing. Like, he decided he wanted to be a DJ, which he needs to get back on that, by the way. I decided to go buy him the little thing. You do what I want you to do what you want to do. So when I want to be left alone, go play with your toys I bought you. Because I need you to get out of my face.
Bro, what are we talking about?
I'm allowing
Always
you to
that
do
voice.
your hobbies. Not
Yeah,
allowing you, but
I know what
I'm
you mean.
good.
Yeah.
I don't need you in my face all the time. If that's what you want to go do it. I'm finna go in the room.
That part.
Or I'm finna
He
go
talking about, what are we talking about? Live your own life. God dang it.
and I don't feel like it's a
Respect.
whole you're done moment for this type of conversation because I'm all in my eye. I just feel like, I guess okay, before you got married, before you got married, what was something you had to be done with in order to know, like, okay, if I get with this person, this could work out? Like, what did you have to be done with? Because you want to have a life outside your relationship. What did you have to be like? I'm not saying you was out here lying to the girl or saying that you like to do something you don't like to do, but I got one. Y'all ain't got one.
I got one.
Okay, you go.
You know how, like, in the beginning, they be like, oh my gosh, she just be speaking her mind. And then all of a sudden, y'all get in a relationship, they be like, this girl just be going off on people. First off, I thought you thought it was cute.
Right.
Thought I was killing
Right?
it.
I'm
So I
crying.
actually had to find the balance and not over talking for him, because I'm the type of person that if I care about you, mainly like my close friends, my kids, my family, like if you talk about them in front of me and I don't like it, I do give you a chance. I give you one. I'm gonna repeat what you said just to make sure that's what you said, and then let you know don't say that no more. And if you decide you want to say something else, now I feel like you didn't hear me the first time, so now I'm going off. And I had to realize that just because he decided not to go off didn't give me the green light to be like, yeah, and by the way, because what we ain't about to do.
Right.
Oh,
So I had to learn to And I don't do it all the time because when he see this episode, I know he's gonna be like, "You don't do that all the time, but I'm working on it. I'm always a work in progress." But I have learned to kind of like tone it down, and now I just look at him. And when I look at him, he know we probably need to exit because I don't know how long I'm gonna hold my tongue. But if he texts me and he'll be like, "It's cool, they like that," I'd be like, "Let them be like that with you."
I don't even
Don't
get
let them
down
do
like
that
that.
with me.
Yeah.
So just
I
kind
don't
of
even
being
play like that.
yeah, just being done with feeling like I have to over talk or speak for him when he has made the decision that this ain't nothing to go back and forth with somebody with.
Hey, you got one?
No, I don't.
Well, mine was more so of like I feel like I've dealt with somebody where I felt like at some point, so let's just say I feel as though I wasn't I wasn't quote unquote good enough for how they wanted me to. And it wasn't even necessarily them. It may have been the people around them. And I don't want to go into too much detail. You never know who you don't know who out there watching. But I just feel like I had to learn not to be something that I wasn't for the sake of somebody else. So I at one point was that girl who was like, and I wasn't doing it because I was scared to live my own life. I was really doing it just to keep the peace. Cool,
Yeah.
if you feel like this is the way it needs, because I'm tired of talking about it, then fine. Yeah, I love gossip. Yeah, whatever the case is, just shut up and leave me alone. And and it wasn't necessarily like hobbies that I had to go and do. It's more so the way that I feel like I had to act. And I'm just like, and I guess like you said, at some point it is a healthy balance of knowing when to say things and when not to say things, or when to do things and when not to do things. But when it gets to a point where I feel like I'm being something that I'm not, oh no, this ain't gonna
Yeah.
work, baby. I'm gonna go ahead and have to let you go. And I'm gonna holler at you. I ain't gonna holler at you later, actually. We just gonna leave that right where it's at. Because that's at some point I was the only one losing in that situation. And it's just like,
Yeah.
this is draining. And not only that, but I kind of started to resent that person because it's like, then it's always something. And it's like, you have no idea how I'm already faking this. I ain't gonna be able to fake that too. Like, I
Yeah.
ain't that fake. So at some point I had to just learn, like, I was honest about everything. Oh yeah, don't like that. You can love it, but I don't. And I just had to. That's just what it is now. So if Corey to say he loves something, okay. But I'm not a fan. That's fine.
Right.
And
Love that for you.
right, but I had to learn to just be like, nah, that ain't gonna work for me. We ain't gonna be able to be in a relationship. And and that was also the same relationship where they wanted to go everywhere with me. Boy, you want too much. What am I getting out of this? Dang, I gotta do what you say, and you gotta go where I go. No thanks.
The same.
Right.
You're done.
I've come a long way. Okay. So Liz, your turn.
Corey.
You said something like you gotta give up when I met you. That's something I had to do.
Oh, I don't feel like I had to give up anything.
What was the question on the way again?
Well, what was something that you feel as though before you got married or when you were dating X, Y, Z, what was something that you felt like, oh, I need to do this and to make up? What did I say, Lord?
That was a question as well.
It was a loaded question, but pretty much it's just what is something that you did feel like you had to give up or to change in order to kind of be with your person? So it didn't have to be like a big deal. Like mine wasn't that bad. I just got to learn how to hold my tongue from time to time.
I
But
think that like I'm real transparent. Like, sometimes I need to consider like how things sound, but that's how like I like being talked to. So like I call a spade a spade. It don't matter who it come from. Like if wrong is wrong. I always say this all the time. Wrong is wrong to me. My dad can be wrong, my mom can be wrong, Destiny can be wrong, D can be wrong. It don't matter. I call a spade a spade. And not to say that I judge people by wrong, but if you're wrong, I'm going to say like, yeah, that's probably wrong. But the
yeah,
way I say it, I feel like it would be perceived like I'm just saying a little shame on you, like I'm throwing a stone. But essentially, I'm not. I'm just saying like, don't ask me if you don't want the real answer. So sometimes I learn, like you said, to kind of just like not say nothing and kind of just listen, because sometimes I used to want to always like take initiative and like yesterday I had that issue. Like somebody was flying down our neighborhood, right? And I honked the horn, and that's like, don't honk the horn. You don't know what that. I'm like, true. Like I didn't think, but at that time, Brittany, I've been giving so many day passes to people since I've been here. slide closed.
This
Like,
man goes,
you
huh?
yeah, because, like, think about this, right? He was hella close to my car. You know, his kids running around, like, I'm thinking, like, that's just crazy that you're flying through the neighborhood like this, right? So, at the
Yeah.
same time, I need to learn that every problem ain't like she said with me, she's like, "Every problem ain't yours to fix." Because I used to feel like I
Yeah.
gotta, like, you don't wanna say something because I feel like ain't nobody gonna say nothing if I don't. So, that's where I get that sense of transparency from when I talk because if I feel like if I don't say nothing, then wrong gonna keep happening, and I'm like she said, I'm gonna end up resenting you, or I'm just going, you know? So I feel like at that point
Mhm.
yesterday, I reached my limit. I was like, "Okay, these people can't drive out here." Something need to be done, but it's not my initiative to take. So kinda like you said, just learning to suppress when not to say nothing because I'm the type of person I used to let a lot of stuff slide, and now that I done
Yeah.
closed the slide, ain't nothing else slide no more. So I just don't
Right?
feel like, but now I learned, like, I don't need to speak on everything. So probably letting that, like being less blunt with certain people or being a different allowing the space to be different when I'm able to express that. Like, don't say it in the moment because that person probably isn't able to receive that. So, probably when we get home, settle down, the breakfast is cooking and whatever the case might be, like say it when a person is, not in the heat of the moment. Cause I'll be like, yeah, that was wrong. You never should have did that. That was weird. Now
Yeah.
you made everybody awkward. Now I feel awkward. Now we're all awkward, because what you did. Like, yeah, don't do that again because you done messed up the vibe. But,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I
I think, yeah, probably just learned how to be as transparent and kinda just like because that's how I like being talked to. So, from my job to being a former athlete, like, you get some people just shoot it straight to you, like, and that's how I like to be talked to 'cause I feel like I don't wanna waste time. Like, let's not sit here and act like something isn't what it is, you know?
remove the bush.
Right,
I ain't
because
going
we all go back, especially, black folks, they go back and talk about it anyway. "Girl, did what you seen how so and so's acting like she didn't know. Like, I had to sit there and you got to sit there and act like she it's gonna be talked about regardless." So, you know, I
Yeah.
think I think this is like that's why I'm big on transparency. I'm like, we just gonna talk about it later. So I
Yeah.
had to catch that and just like, everything ain't mine to speak on or judge, you know. And if somebody wants to know what they did wrong, I'll probably tell them like in a nicer way. Well, I probably wouldn't have leaned left, but I probably would have, just be a little bit nicer and saying, yeah, that was wrong. You never should have did that, buddy. You know. But
Yeah.
learning that way. And I've been doing
I
great.
feel like we in
I
the
feel
same
like,
boat on that one. That was a good one. I feel like
yeah.
now I'll tell somebody, well, I'll ask, "Are you venting or was you asking for
Right.
my advice?" 'Cause then
That's a
now
good
I know,
way.
like, I ain't even gotta conjure up nothing. I can just sit
Mhm.
I can put you on mute, finish washing these dishes,
Right.
and I'm listening, but it's nothing for me to say.
Yeah.
But and then when people do ask me for my opinion, I also lead with, "This is my opinion. This is how I would have handled the situation. This is how I felt."
Mhm.
Now, I do feel like you may have done X, Y, you probably went a little overboard, but I also just always make that preference because I feel like some people be like, "Oh, you think you got it together." No, but you asked me.
Right.
So I can only tell you what I know. So
Right.
if you didn't want to know the truth or you didn't want to know what I thought, don't call my phone.
Right.
That's just how, that's
Yeah.
just how I roll. So I think that was a good thing to
Yeah. Because
necessarily
like,
I don't know if you would say you're done with it, but knowing like you say, like knowing when to talk and then knowing when to just be like, you know what?
yeah.
Don't
I feel
even
like
need my
overall
energy.
just I feel like overall just being more self-aware because everybody always have
Yeah.
something to work on, you know? And I feel like especially
Yeah.
when you're in a relationship, somebody else, you have to consider how, like Corey said, how they may take it, how you said it. Cause it's not to say that what he's saying is wrong or whatever you're saying is wrong, but it's just like it's a time and a place for everything type of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so just understanding that because sometimes you'll be in a relationship with people and it's sometimes the people don't even like correction. That's another thing.
But it's like if I don't correct you, then you keep doing it, then I'm end up resenting you or I'm be
Yeah,
mad
but
at
that's
you
what I'm
with it.
saying. You ain't new to be in
So
a relationship.
yeah, and that's why I say like I'd rather
Yeah.
like cut the fat while we there, essentially, and don't let it be a thing later, than sit there and just like prolong it and they be like, well, why ain't you tell me? I hate that why didn't you say nothing moment because I missed out on a lot of opportunities from whatever the case might be, whether I wanted some extra food or when I wanted some extra whatever, they'd be like, "Why didn't you say nothing?" So now I got in the habit, okay, well, I guess that won't happen again because now I'm gonna just start saying it, and I don't care how I'm perceived. So yeah,
Yes,
like I
I'm
mean, it's
on
the
board.
same like an example would be like when people come to you asking you like, "Why ain't you losing weight?" Because you're not eating right, because you're not working out. but you wanna say, "Well, your diet is," it's a different way to say something and still get the point across.
Right.
I just like the straight
Yeah.
road. I don't wanna go the scenic route.
Right.
Like,
Because Corey would be like, "Cause you're big as hell.
yeah,
Did you not just see what you just ate?" And it's just like, well,
yeah,
dang.
because you big as a house. You look at what you eat all the time. Like, because sometimes like that resonates, that will stick with them more than, but some people will say like, oh, that's being rude, but that's the reality. And it's like, okay, I said it nice 1,000 times, or I kept giving you passes, but if that's how I gotta cut it, then that's how I gotta cut it. But I learned that ain't for me to figure out. Just like you said, I can be like, walk around it and say, hey, you know, this is what I would do. This is what's been working for me. Don't know if that'll work for you. However come, I can tell you that what you're doing probably won't work.
And this might be a silly question because I was
It's
gonna
a hot
ask it
take.
to him, but obviously you too, but I was just gonna say just trying to tie the "you're done" moment back into the topic of, do you feel like these things have really helped you within your relationship? Because like you said, the question was centered around, what did you have to do before you got with somebody? Or did you feel like
Uh-huh.
that was something that you had to learn while being with the person that you're currently with?
That's both. I mean, like before, it's just something like Brittany says, we all got something we working on. It ain't nothing that's just like, I feel like that's some perception type of thing. It's like a mindset, and having to
Yeah.
learn that, I guess when you're in the business of, for instance, like Brittany's a trainer. When you're in the business of always being uncomfortable and like, okay, I probably don't want to do this last hit, but I gotta do this last hit. It ain't about what I want to do, but I gotta get it done. That's kind of like, it's hard for people to perceive things that way because they don't challenge themselves as much. So you kind of, I feel like you build like a callus in your mind, if you will. It's like, okay, this
Yeah.
ain't what I gotta do, but it's the honest truth that I can't move this weight because I'm not strong enough, but I gotta get stronger. You see things for what it is. And I feel like that falls back into lifestyle choices and things that you do daily. And because how you do one thing is how you do everything. We was just talking about this the other day. So I feel like people that work out, some people don't know discipline because that's a form of discipline. So I feel like that
Yeah.
can caveat into other things in life and, you know, help you see things for what it is versus what you think it is, because weight and gravity will humble you and make you
Yeah. I think
make you
it's
see things.
I think it's like he said, it's both because of course when you first start dating someone, there's a lot of things that y'all don't do. And then all of a sudden, like you said, like Brie and I never lived together. And then we met in totally different states that neither one of us grew up in. And so it was just we kind of bonded over the fact that we both was in Virginia, didn't really care for Virginia. Sorry for any of my Virginia followers. Love y'all. Um But it's like we kind of bonded, over certain things because we were kind of new to the space that we were in. But then once we got married and then we are now living with each other, how I kept my house and then how he kept his house, how he was raised, how I was raised, all of those things start to play into things that you was like, I didn't think I was gonna have to tell you about that, but I see that
Right.
you didn't think about that. And so I think sometimes it's a little bit of finding out beforehand, but then some stuff actually happens and then you realize like, oh dang, I did overtalk you in that moment because I definitely said that to whoever, whenever. And so I just had to learn. But it wasn't until because of course, if I've been doing this on my own or if I've done it in previous relationships and no one said anything to me, I'm of course thinking this is okay. But with him, it wasn't until he was like, Brittany, when we did X, Y, and Z, and he said it calmly. He wasn't like, you act like I ain't the man. He didn't do it in that fashion. So to me, it was like, okay, well, if you can calmly let me know what you did not appreciate, then I can be more mindful. Now, it didn't always go that way. At one point, he did have to get in the car and say, now, look at here.
Yeah.
But he's always been, respectful with it. So I've always tried to be mindful, even though that's how, like, me and Destiny would be on. Destiny would be like, that's right. She ain't gonna be like, nah, Brittany. She gonna be like, nah, because I was just about to say, let's go. And it's fine. But I have to realize with him, I can't do those things because I'm with him. And it doesn't mean that I'm letting somebody talk to him crazy or be rude to us because he's still handling his own. So I think sometimes it can be before, but I think sometimes it can be during your relationship. So yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, work on yourself before you get in a relationship. Do
Period.
the inner work and be true to yourself. Don't be out here lying
Yeah.
just to get that man. I out here wasting his time and your time.
Mm-hmm. This is okay to be different.
Yeah, it's okay to be different, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks for coming on again, Corey. Hope to see you
Yeah.
in season 5. Hopefully you don't go 4, 5
If
more
I,
seasons.
yeah, I
Till
make
we
the
see
trip
you
over
again.
here sometimes.
Boy, please.
Okay.
It's a long walk.
From the couch.
On a Sunday.
Take your time away from his PS5.
Yeah, he in
From
his
his phone.
Sunday football back, so he finna leave. But thank
Oh
y'all for
yeah.
tuning in to another episode of the You're Done podcast. We're gonna see y'all at the same time next week. Peace.
Peace.
Thank y'all for thumbnail.
You're welcome, girl. All right, let me end this, and then I'm gonna put my camera back on the charge.
Please.